The year is 2019, and YG Entertainment was not in a good position at all. In fact, they were embroiled in a scandal, with many saying they would never recover from the scandal. But fast forward 2 years later, and YG has slowly recovered and got out of its mess in 2019. This is the story of YG Entertainment's comeback in just 2 short years. So just how bad was YG Entertainment doing back in 2019? To say it's just bad is a massive understatement. The label got hit in a huge scandal called the Burning Sun scandal, which had a lot of corruption, horrible activities, and stuff that I can't even say in this video. In fact, it got so bad that Papa YG, also known as the CEO, Hyun-suk, had to step down from his own company. But that's not the only high character person that would be leaving the label. Seungri from the iconic group Big Bang would also be heavily involved in the scandal, would also leave not just YG Entertainment, but the K-pop industry as a whole. The former Big Bang singer will now head to prison for 3 years for his role in the Burning Sun scandal, as he was hit with 9 charges total during his court sentencing. His charges range from the very shady and spicy doings at the club to money and economy-related activities that hurt the YG brand. He'll also have to pay a nearly $1 million fine, or just over 1 billion won. His jail sentence will most likely end any sort of comeback Seungri has at an entertainment career after he gets released from jail. But to be fair, not everyone thinks Seungri is guilty for the scandal, as there's a lot of Big Bang fans that say he was mistreated unfairly, and that he wasn't directly involved in the whole mess, or he didn't know that there was shady stuff going down. Whether this is true or not, have deemed him to be tied to this mess, and punished him and others for being involved. Having powerful celebrities being arrested showed just how far-reaching and impactful the scandal was. The Burning Sun scandal was one of the most terrible things to happen in modern K-pop history. And if you want to learn all the nitty-gritty details and just the horribleness of it, I did a video of it 2 years ago. So after the scandal, YG's stocks plummeted, and it was talks of the label being kicked out of the Big 3. In fact, many Korean experts and analysts say that there would be a new Big 4, which would be the leftovers of SM Entertainment and YG Entertainment, with newcomers Big Hit, now called Hybe, and CJ Entertainment, who doesn't directly manage artists, but have a slew of artists under their sub-umbrellas. So CJ pretty much has a connection to many of K-pop's biggest artists through their sub-umbrellas. And say what you will about Hyun-suk, who's not the most savory or moral character, he was still one of the faces of YG Entertainment, seeing that, well, he was the founder of the company, and losing such a huge face just put a damper on YG Entertainment's image. In fact, one of the only bright spots for YG back then was Blackpink, who was killing it back then and continues to do so today. But with the damage that's been done to YG, not even Blackpink could save the once storied label. Now, if you were paying close attention to YG Entertainment back in 2019, I don't blame you if you felt that YG Entertainment would be kicked out of the Big 3 or continue to go downhill, because it was that bad. Fast forward to 2 years later, and YG is in a much stronger position, because these days, their reputation is a lot better. The company's image was slowly recovering, and they were not kicked out of what I call the new Big 4. And while YG is in 4th place out of the Big 4, being in the top 4 is still a really big deal. And I think one of the big reasons why YG's profits were down in 2020 and early 2021 is because of COVID, which hit the whole K-pop industry quite hard. So I would expect YG's profits to bounce back up post-COVID. For one, the iconic group Big Bang is back from the military. The group can possibly get back together, minus Seungri. And with talks of that happening, of Big Bang rumored to come back in later 2021, there would be a lot of older VIP fans that were fans of them a decade ago that would still stand or support the group. YG also has a lot of other awesome artists under their umbrella, including winner and icon, Akmu, Chekskis, and soloist Somi, who just recently released their new song, Dum Dum. Then we got the new boy group Treasure, who debuted in 2020 and won a slew of awards, including Best New Rookie Artist, Best New Male of the Year Artist, and the Global Super Rookies Award. Treasure also has Japanese members, and if you've been on this channel for a while, you know where I'm going with this. You can break into the Japanese market a lot easier, making Treasure a dual threat in both Korea as well as Japan. And then lastly, you might be wondering why I haven't mentioned their name yet, but I saved the best for last. Blackpink is a tier S group, probably YG's biggest chess piece on the K-pop chessboard thus far. And I expect Blackpink to do a lot of carrying and to pull YG out of the mess from back in 2019. Since we're on the topic of Blackpink, you might be asking yourself, Well, aren't they the biggest factor? And yes, they would be the biggest factor. Since pretty much every K-pop fan knows Blackpink, I'm just gonna very briefly talk about why Blackpink is so powerful in YG's recovery strategy. For one, they are a certified Tier S group. I would say one of the top 3 K-pop groups in both Korea as well as overseas. And when they come out with a new music release, every K-pop fan drops what they're doing to watch that new music video, because I know I do. The group will also have a comeback, as well as their Weverse account launch, as music analysts are predicting that YG Entertainment will make major bank from these 2 upcoming events. With the 4 ladies under Blackpink's umbrella, you cannot discount YG Entertainment. In fact, I would say you can never discount any company if they have an S-tier group. And YG has more than Blackpink because they have an underrated factor. In fact, the most underrated factor that most K-pop fans aren't seeing into YG Entertainment's sudden comeback. And that would be CEO Hwang Bo-kyung, who took over when Papa YG was forced out of his own company. Now, there's not much information on Hwang Bo-kyung, and that's because she stays largely out of the shadows, whereas Hyun-suk was more in the spotlight during his reign at YG Entertainment. CEO Hwang would do something completely different from her predecessor. She would stay in the shadows and just get to work. In just 2 years since taking over the dumpster fire that was once YG Entertainment, she has righted the ship and turned around YG Entertainment. She allowed her artists to thrive a lot more. And if you've been a fan of YG Entertainment, you know the whole meme, the YG Dungeon, where Hyun-suk and some of the music producers would not let a lot of their artists release new music on a consistent basis. And this meme was applied a lot to Blackpink, which I don't know why you'd keep a Tier S group in any sort of dungeon, seeing how they can pretty much carry a company all by themselves. But I digress. CEO Hwang is like, you know what? We're sitting on a slew of talented artists. Let's just make them do what they do best, sing and perform music, and then let the music producers help them out doing so. I know it's a simple formula, but hey, CEO Hwang gets it. Hwang Bo-kyung also tried her best to keep YG Entertainment free from any major scandals and to clean up the company's image back from 2019. She restored good faith in the company, and a lot of Korean analysts and music critics agree. YG's also on a roll, releasing new merchandise, opening new stores, and opening a new exhibition space. YG stocks are starting to go up, more favorable press is bestowed on the company, and even HYBE showed some goodwill, investing over $63 million into YG Entertainment. This investment from one powerhouse K-pop label to another also shows a newer trend in K-pop, the collaboration between frenemies. YG Entertainment looks to use HYBE's Weverse fan community to further promote YG's artists and to further push their artist-fan engagement. YG's future profits also look promising as well, as the company's post-COVID activities are sure to rake in the profit. Blackpink's world tour after COVID passes will surely be huge, as their online concert sold about 280,000 online tickets, which is a big deal, seeing that it's a non-live event. The company also co-invested alongside UMG, or Universal Music Group, in a new live streaming platform called Venue Live, the platform that hosted BTS live streaming events. YG Entertainment was impressed by the reach that BTS had on the platform, where they pulled in 765,000 and 993,000 fans respectively from their 2 live streaming events. CEO Hwang in YG Entertainment had to have thought to themselves that they can put their S-tier groups on the platform to reach massive audiences as well. The YG fandom is another big factor, as despite their mess-ups in 2019, there's still a huge YG fandom that was built off the backs of 21, Big Bang, and other older YG groups. Thus, it can be expected that any YG live concert in the future is sure to make tons of money through merch, VIP packages, and concert tickets. Having Big Bang back in the fold will also open up new streams of revenue for the label, as the company is looking forward to debuting their groups in Japan, most notably Blackpink, Treasure, and Big Bang. With this, the future is bright for YG Entertainment. From this, YG Entertainment is poised to bounce back in 2021 and set themselves up for a promising future in later years. But as much good news as there is, there's still a lot of work to be done. It isn't entirely out of YG Entertainment. As to this date, he still owns about 17.3% of his company. So you have some netizens saying that a lot of things won't change if Papa YG is still in the background. But I think if CEO Hwang and her team is smart, they would keep Hyun-suk at an arm's distance. Because let's face it, having Papa YG tied to his former company will keep a blemish on the company, as long as he's still heavily involved. YG Entertainment also has to clean up any lingering doubts and damage that happened 2 years ago when it deals with corruption and other shady, horrible stuff that the company was involved in. The label's TV and movie side, YG Studioplex, also took a bit of a hit, with one of their dramas that they helped finance, Joseon Exorcist, becoming so heavily criticized by the Korean public for using Chinese props and being very historically inaccurate that the Korean public protested against the drama, resulting in TV networks shutting down the drama just after 2 episodes. The label also lost their last former 21 member when Sundara Park left the company this year. I felt that if YG Entertainment could have kept at least half of the former 21 members, that they could have formed a solid backbone with their male counterparts, Big Bang. Because YG Entertainment has that huge nostalgia factor in the second and third generation, so losing that star power of the former 21 members is bound to hurt. But as I mentioned earlier, we still got Big Bang that's rumored to come out later this year or early next year, as well as YG Entertainment gearing up for the 4th generation of new groups. From the looks of it, they're auditioning both a new male group as well as a new female group in the near future. Because the last female group they debuted was Blackpink back in 2016. So YG Entertainment knows that they need new fresh groups in the 4th generation, because their rivals have already started rolling out their 4th gen groups. So you have aespa, who's debuted last year under SM Entertainment. You have JYP's ITZY, who just came out in 2019 during the very end of the 3rd generation. And then you have JYP's J-pop group NijiU that debuted last year in 2020 as well. So YG Entertainment knows that they too have to follow through with their new groups, the fresh new faces that will represent YG for the foreseeable future. Now, if YG can stay the course, stay out of major scandals, continue to clean up its image, and just produce great music, I have no doubt that YG will be stronger than ever by the end of 2021. But for now, their 2-year recovery plan has been a great success. I really wish that more K-pop fans knew about Hwang Bo-kyung and her efforts to clean up YG Entertainment, because I always believe that one of the biggest factors of a group's success or failure is a great company and management, and YG now seems to have those in place. So because of all this, I do think that CEO Hwang and her staff deserve major kudos, major credit, and I think that K-pop fans should give her that credit as well. So thank you everyone for watching this video, and I'd love to know your take in the comments below. 2 other things to mention. If you want real talk with no fluff on how the K-pop industry actually works, then please grab my free ebook by signing up for the email list below. And if you like what we do here at Popstory, then please consider supporting us on Patreon. It's not necessary, of course, and we're honored if you just watch our videos. But for those that do support us on Patreon, we have some cool perks waiting. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, everyone.